Alright, we are playing Tyrion Cuthbert, which is a name that I absolutely hate. The Cuthbert part, anyway. But this is essentially like an Ace Attorney style game made by some fans, and the music is done by Insaneintherainmusic, who is a fantastic composer. Always gets that little bit of jazz, that little bit of saxophone in there, as you can hear right now. So I'm really looking forward to the soundtrack. Hoping the game's good. I have no idea if it's a good game or not, because it is brand spanking new, but let's see. We'll find out together. So this should be fun. It should be a good listen. Alright, let's move along. I can't see OBS, so you're going to have to let me know. Oh, I can't see the chat either. Looks like there's 5 cases. Oh no. Okay, hold on a second. I think I just need to move some of my stuff around a little bit. I tried to work out the kinks before I started streaming, but just give me a moment. Okay, so if I just kind of move this out of the way. That does sound bizarre. So let me just move my stuff. There. Okay. That should do it, and we should be good to go. Alright, let's go. Case 1. Oh, I moved stuff around, didn't I? Oh, I guess it doesn't matter. There we go. Okay, sorry, I was still adjusting some stuff here. So this is... There's like a black border for some reason. Oh, the black border is actually on the game itself, it looks like. I'm not sure. There's a loud fan... Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. How's that? How's the fan noise now? Can you see me? Yeah, I can see you. How's the fan noise now? How's that? Is that better? Because the fan was right next to the mic, and so now it's 9 inches further away or something. So it should be a bit better. Is it better? Alright. It's a bit better. It should be a bit better. I mean, it's not going to go well together, but it should be a bit better. Okay. The fields of battle are filled with suffering and despair. On them are a clash of souls, souls brought to conflict by the corrupt powers that rule over them. I was transporting a client in my carriage that evening. We were driving by the McCoy Tavern when we heard a disturbance. Reese? Rudolph. I was worried that something was amiss, so I walked into the building to see what the commotion was. There I saw the defendant. She was lit by a blue glow of the dining room lights, and she was stabbing the victim with her magical sword. Mr. Rudolph, you testify that you saw my client murdering the victim, and you supposedly saw her casting magic while doing so. Yes, I could never forget such a grisly sight. That moment was burned into my memory. I see. Well, it's funny that you say that. How so? Because your entire testimony was a complete lie! I feel like we're getting to the good stuff right off the bat. Defense attorney, age 20. Arcane art, none. Just pausing for the music for a second. Ooh, what? Oh no, it's Francisca. I thought I saw a whip. Are you accusing the witness of perjury? Surely you know that such accusations can't be made lightly, Mr. Cuthbert. My accusation is far from baseless. Steel wind, whatever that means. Think about the state of the crime scene at the time of the murder. The witness couldn't have seen anything, much less a homicide. He knows something. But on this battlefield, there are a few people who carry the ideals of justice within their hearts. But you have to wonder sometimes, are these ideals truly just? You can barely hear the music. Is that better? What? It's repeating again. What? I'm closing out of stuff really quick in case something to do with that. Okay, hopefully that helps. I didn't close out of too much because there's not a lot for me to close out of, but I did close out of stuff. So hopefully that doesn't keep happening, I guess, and we'll just keep going. But you have to wonder sometimes, are these ideals truly just? Or are they simply lies fed to us by our elders? Dang it. Darn it. Finhart, you fool! Wow, you got stabberinoed. I feel like I sliver right in my fingy. Why couldn't you have just listened to me? Rudolph, I acquire your assistance. Yes, sir. By the scaled lord, what did you... You killed him! Alert the town guard. Tell them that you saw his daughter fleeing the scene. I'm sure their neighbors heard them arguing with each other. They'll immediately suspect her. At once, sir. Episode 1, The Cold-Hearted Aristocrat. Can you hear the music better, by the way? Edgeworth. I don't know if that's Edgeworth. It looks like we have Francisca, and I don't want to do the Mario voice the whole time. And I can feel, like, my finger sometimes brushes up against my other finger, and I feel like a sliver feeling. Earlier that day... You feel yourself slowly succumbing to an unbearable pain. You don't think you'd be able to survive this much longer. Are you sure you're okay, Cuthbert? You look like you're about to pass out. Ruby Tamora, attorney. Don't worry about me, Miss Tamora. I'm fine. Get some tweezers. I can't see it, though. It's like a fiberglass one. It's infinitely small. I hate that. You've been riding in this carriage for days. You are definitely not fine. With each bump in the road, you feel yourself becoming more and more nauseous. It's taking every ounce of willpower just to hold down your lunch. I'm perfectly fine. If you say so. It sounded like a gunshot, but it says, you feel the carriage drive over a large bump in the road. The tape trick? Yeah. That's never actually worked for me, but concept it would. This is absolutely an RPG Maker game, by the way. You can feel and hear your stomach retching in protest. The stew you ate for lunch doesn't taste nearly as good the second time. On second thought... That's better. You take a deep breath of fresh air. The first breath you've taken today that hasn't threatened to come back out. Sorry about this. I didn't expect the roads in this town to be this uneven. I suppose I don't get a lot of traffic here. You've been on the road with your mentor for days. Oh no, she's gonna die. She's my mentor, and it's Ace Attorney. She's donezo. Together, you've been searching for a man named Flynn Hart McCoy. Supposedly, he's been a voice of dissidence against King Oliver. What is the... My book feels attacked. For the last few decades. You have no idea what kind of business Miss Timura would have with him. But you know better than to ask questions about her affairs. Hello, travelers. Welcome to Cornhaven. A local merchant steps out from one of the nearby shops. He looks like the guy from... Shield Hero, kind of. Like the shopkeeper. It's just his outfit. He has a wide smile on his face. No, he doesn't. And he approaches your carriage with the enthusiasm of a starving vulture. Would a pair of dignified individuals such as yourself care for a refreshing drink? Those clothes, they must be from the city? He certainly has a friendly expression, but his thoughts seem very analytical. Where's his banished friend Brian? I know. Well, I don't need a drink, but... Should I just give her the Mia voice? Well, I don't need a drink, but... like that voice. Miss Tamura glances at you, and your stomach rumbles in agreement. Yeah, Shield Hero. With a carriage like that, I bet I could fleece them for a lot. Yes, of course, I have just the thing for an upset stomach. His thoughts and emotions are laid bare for your eye of Horus. But the merchant's expressions doesn't betray a hint of what he's truly thinking. You wonder if his false smile could get any bigger. At this rate, he might dislocate his jaw. She has a younger sister, doesn't she? She probably does. About 2 flasks of apple juice for 50 silver pieces? 50 SP? You may find the price daunting, but this is organic, freshly made apple juice. It's just store-bought apple juice. I bet they can't even tell the difference. Out of the corner of your eye, you spot an empty bottle of store-bought apple juice. It's resting on the table inside the merchant's shop. Store-bought apple juice has been added to your notes. The Cornhaven merchant has a bottle of store-bought apple juice. It's resting on a table inside his shop. It's suspiciously empty. Tyrion will make mental notes of notable clues he sees in the world. These notes are instrumental to solving mysteries and progressing through the game. You can check these notes at any time by opening the toolbar in the top left. Trust me, it's worth the extra gold. It's a text log. Oh, that's the notes. This is just an RPG Maker menu, but they stripped out all the stats. She's 46? Man, you cannot tell with anime art. She's just an attorney and I'm a defense attorney. Interesting. Mega Tomahawk? Yeah. Normally the price wouldn't matter that much to you, but you don't appreciate being treated like an easy mark. Oh, is this the tutorial? Argument! Oh, we have life bars! Arguments. You start an argument with another character. During an argument, your opponent will make claims that you need to respond to. Responding correctly will lower your opponent's confidence. Responding incorrectly will lower your confidence, and once you run out of confidence, you lose the argument. I think you need to elaborate. You said that this apple juice is organic. But where was it made? It's produced by the hardworking people of this town, of course. I only trade organic products. In a small town like ours, we only deal with locally sourced products. Present evidence. You say that, but I can see an empty bottle of store-bought juice inside your shop. Why would you have something like that if you only deal with organic products? Oh, how did that get there? Make no mistake, I only have that because I wanted to see how my products compare to that of the city. And let me tell you that the mass-produced slop doesn't even compare to my product. What an obvious lie. This juice is worth far more than what I'm offering. Honestly, I'm offering you a very good deal. Interpreting during arguments. For certain claims, you will need to look at your opponent's thoughts and emotions. Choose the correct response depending on the information seen. Logic. Choose this option if your opponent's thoughts contradict something in your notes. Intuition. Choose this if your opponent's thoughts contradict their claim. Empathy. Choose this option if your opponent's emotions contradict their claim. So you're looking for what type of contradiction they have. Thoughts, emotions, or logical. This juice is worth far more than what I'm offering. I usually sell this stuff for 5 SP a flask. So it's intuition, right? Because you're like... Claim... This is only 5 SP a flask. Sir, it's obvious those flasks are worth 5 SP. How did you... Well, it's clear you're a very shrewd man. Right. Argument 1. I'm so thirsty. Out of the corner of your eye, you spot a small child watching you from afar. Her eyes are fixed on the flasks of apple juice. How about 20 SP for 3 flasks? Of course, sir. The Kingdom of Wivengard, established around 2,000 years ago by the 7 High Archmages. That looks like the first town in Final Fantasy, or Final Fantasy 1 or something. The kingdom is currently ruled by Oliver de Wivengard and the mages of his nobility, Wivengard. The nobility will tell you that our marvelous kingdom is a land of prosperity and happiness. A land where its peoples share the wealth and succor provided by the kingdom's magic. Hey, succor was the word that was used in Frankenstein. I can't remember what it means, but I certainly remember reading that word. I haven't had anything like this in years. Thank you. Child passing thoughts tell you exactly how much the succor the kingdom is sharing. Oh yeah, was I going to do Mia's voice for her from Ace Attorney? I didn't know you had such a eye for real economics. Well, I suppose I just have a good intuition for this sort of thing. Or did you use another kind of eye? Don't get me wrong, your so-called Eye of Horus is an amazing gift. You should take every opportunity to hone it. But try to be more subtle next time. If I can see through you, others will be able to as well. Right. Anyway, I did some asking around while you were haggling. Supposedly, the McCoy Tavern should be north of here. If my tip is correct, this should be the place. Wait, this is the McCoy Tavern? The place that we've been standing in the entire time, even while we were riding on the cart somehow? With the state it's in, calling it a tavern is being pretty generous. I mean, it looks pretty nice to me, but I find it hard to believe that this has a secret meeting place for its dissidents. But now that you think about it, maybe it's not. Maybe that's the entire point. This tavern's been shut down for years. Nowadays, McCoy just uses it to host his rallies. Although I do wonder if they've been keeping themselves afloat. Or how they've been keeping themselves afloat. Hey, you lot! The McCoy Tavern is closed. The gruff man approaches your carriage as you step out of it. He eyes you and Miss Timora, a clear look of contempt on his face. I take it that you're Flintheart McCoy. I am. What of it? Flintheart McCoy. Unemployed. I like his little shopkeeper outfit. Sorry for not writing ahead of time, but I'm Ruby Tamura. I wanted to speak with you.
Ruby Tamura? Wait, the Ruby Tamura?
Any animosity he initially had immediately vanishes. He lets out a laugh as if he was meeting an old friend.
Why didn't you say so? Come on in.
You didn't expect someone like him to know Miss Tamura, but you suppose it makes sense. They both fight against the same enemy, albeit in different ways.
Sorry about the mess. We haven't exactly been, Well, anyway, what brings you here? I take it you didn't journey all this way just to see my wrecked tavern.
I'm here on behalf of a client. We have a proposition you might be interested in. Is there anywhere we could talk more privately?
Sure, the kitchen's empty.
Wonderful. Tyrion, you stay here while I speak to Mr. McCoy. What? Don't you need my help? There's no need for that. Like hell, there's no need for that. She's trying to make a deal with Flintheart. You can easily read his thoughts to figure out what he wants. Well, she's glaring. You desperately want to object, but she shoots you a stern look that makes you freeze up. Oh, we found Tyrion Flintheart, which is the person we've been looking for, and she's going to go talk to him in his tavern. You slowly look away from her. She's talking to him alone. You spend quite an amount of time waiting in the dining area of the tavern. It's been hours since Miss Tamura and Flintheart went to talk in the kitchen. You can hear faint murmurs from behind the closed door, and you've been resisting the urge to eavesdrop. But even from here, you can tell their conversation is slowly becoming more frustrated. Looks like they're going to be a while. Imagine when he looks away, it's like how Mia looks. Oh, she's like... that kind of thing. Yeah, you're Mia. Well, that's a good thing you always bring a chess set around so you can play against yourself? You bring that small chessboard you carried around since you were a small child. Chess can be played with one person, and you've always taken advantage of that. What? No chess minigame? How dare they? Checkmate me! I win again! You suck at this game, me. Oh, come on, man. It was close. Not even. I always win. You win against yourself. This time as black. I played 10 games already, and I won 7 out of 10 times. Hello? Statistically, white's more likely to win. Unbeknownst to you, you're thinking out loud. So why am I performing so much better when playing as black? Hello? You still don't notice her, and you're verbalizing your thoughts just as fast as you're thinking them. Am I becoming overconfident as white just because I have first move advantage? Perhaps that very advantage is affecting my choices and making me play in a suboptimal manner. It's a personal quirk that's making me play illogically that I need to correct it. Hey! Ah, what? What? How long have you been there? It's that time you noticed me. I've been trying to talk to you for a while now. Oh, sorry. Do you know where my dad is? Your dad? Flintheart McCoy. I'm his daughter, Celeste. You mean Maya? Oh, Flintheart's talking with my mentor right now. Mom? I wanted to show him something. Do you know when they'll be done? I don't know. They've been speaking in the kitchen for a while now. You hear Flintheart and Miss Tamura's voices getting louder and more frustrated, but Celeste doesn't seem to notice. Her eyes seem to be more focused on your chessboard. This is... chess, right? Are you playing against someone? Oh, I'm playing against myself, actually. Oh, that's... You feel a judgmental stare. Playing alone helps me develop new strategies. Plenty of professionals do it. When they don't have friends. I mean, hey, I'm not the type to shame a man for playing with himself. Hey, that's... Relax, I'm just joking. Anyway, if you're still waiting for your mentor, do you want to play a game? The mentor must be his mother, too. Yeah, maybe, but I thought she had a different last name. Oh, you know how to play? Sure, I've read about this before. She's read about it? This table's so dusty. Celeste takes a seat on the other side of the table. She tries to set up her side of the board, but fumbles at the pieces. She stares at one of them, confused. How do I arrange these things again? Part of you regrets accepting her challenge, but it would be impolite to back out now. Here, I'll arrange them for you. Thanks. Checkmate! You win again. Oh, wait. You defeat her in 2 moves. Wait, what? Already? How'd you do that? He decided to go against telling her what the name of that mate was. Rematch me, I want a do-over. Sure, why not? It's not as if you have anything better to do. Celeste's brow furrows as she decides on her next move. But she hasn't realized the game's already finished. Here! She moves her knight into a position to attack your queen. It should have stopped your assault on her king, but checkmate. A scholar's mate this time. What? Come on, how do you keep doing that? You look at the closed door to the kitchen. Flintheart and Miss Tamora's discussion is becoming louder. Doesn't sound like they'll be done anytime soon. Again, I'll definitely beat you this time. For someone who's clearly never played before, she's improving quickly with each game. It's impressive. She's observing your strategies and adapting them to her playstyle. She's now losing in 3 moves instead of 2. With the way she's playing now, she could even defeat a nationally ranked noble. What? Checkmate. But even so, you've been playing this game a lot longer than she has. How are you always one step ahead of me? It's like you're reading my mind. As if you'd even need to. Just one more game, I'll get you this time. Hello, Cuthbert. Miss Tamora emerges from the kitchen with Flintheart. They both look mentally exhausted. Looks like negotiations didn't go well. Isn't she magical or something? I think most people are magical. It said our guy isn't or something. Hi, Dad.
Oh, hello, sweetie.
Flintheart looks irritated, but as soon as he sees Celeste, he quickly hides it behind a smile. You wonder what their discussion was about.
What's this? Some kind of game? What? Am I in a video game? What's happening?
Miss Tamora glances at pieces on the board. Don't feel too bad about losing to him. He's nationally ranked. Oh, you're a professional. Is that why you're wearing a suit? No, chess is just a hobby. I'm actually a defense attorney. An attorney? Speaking of which, we should probably be on our way.
Aye, sorry for refusing you after you came all this way. I really respect what you're doing. But I don't want anything to do with your mage friends. And their dirty magic and stuff that mages do.
She seems sad because she's a mage. You wonder what he meant by that. Was Tamora trying to introduce him to one of our clients? Anyway, it's getting late. You can leave now. If you leave now, you won't get back to the city till morning.
She's right. This region is littered with bandits and brigands. You wouldn't want to run into them this late.
He's not even done with his bachelor's degree yet. How's he an attorney? He isn't? Oh. I guess you have a point.
We have plenty of empty rooms that you can stay in until morning. It's the least I can do after you came all this way.
Well, if it's not too much trouble. Tavern shut down, but we still have some sheets and blankets. I'll go get the rooms ready. Celeste and Flintheart leave the dining area to get your rooms ready. You left the dining rooms with Miss Tamora. So, I take it negotiations didn't go well. No, I didn't expect him to be so stubborn. Honestly, I have no idea what that man has against mages. Well, there is one way to find out. Why are you being so secretive? Is your business with Flintheart? If your business with Flintheart is related to our clients, I can help. It wasn't important, and your presence was not necessary. That's such an obvious lie, but you can't read a single thought from her mind. She's had years of practice hiding her thoughts from the Eye of Horus. Celeste enthusiastically came back downstairs, but she seems to have noticed the tension between you and Miss Tamora. Sorry to interrupt, but your rooms are ready now. Right. Thank you. An awkward silence hangs in the air as you and Miss Tamora head upstairs. You reach the upper hallway and see 2 rooms that Celeste has prepared for you. Miss Tamora stops before entering her room. You were playing chess with Flintheart's daughter earlier. Was she any good? Not at first, but she got a lot better as we kept playing. Sorry for leaving you there so long. I didn't expect our discussion to last that long. No, it's fine. Despite everything, I enjoyed playing against her. I see. Well, I suppose you are at that age. No, it's not like that. It's just that outside of tournaments, I never really get to play against another player. And you only ever want to play Shoji against me. It's because Shoji is clearly superior. I'm from Japan, if you can't tell. It's complete anarchy is what it is. You just bring fallen pieces back to life like some sort of necromancer. It adds depth. Dropping adds a dimension of play that isn't present in chess. You sternly look at each other, your positions already made. After a few moments of silence, you both burst out laughing. And then everything freezes while the text scrolls for the end of the episode. Sorry if it looks like I don't trust you. I know you're just trying to help. But there are some things about my work that I just can't tell you about yet. So you're going to die with your secrets, and I'm going to spend the rest of the game uncovering what your secrets are? Yeah, okay, alright. One day, I'll tell you everything. Right, sorry for prying. It's just, I want to show you that I'm ready to be an attorney. Hey, it says we already are a defense attorney. Also, if you see the Thinker statue anywhere, start guarding yourself. Start ducking, start dodging. I'm just saying, if there's a Thinker statue, you're probably already dead. I know. Or you are. I know you are. The rare praise from your mentor catches you off guard. Anyway, get some rest. You should mentally prepare yourself for the journey tomorrow. Right. You completely forgot about the carriage ride back. You can already feel your stomach churning in protest. You lay in the bed that the McCoys prepared for you while you hear her getting hit by a Thinker in the other room. As you close your eyes, you slowly drift into a deep slumber. As it happens, you feel something invasive. Ugh! Your mind drifts away as you feel yourself being pulled elsewhere. Oh! You find yourself in a surreal and unsettling landscape. You're fairly certain that you're dreaming right now, but some instinct in the back of your mind tells you that something is fundamentally wrong about this. A ghostman has appeared. You see a woman in the far distance. She's clearly directly staring at you. What presence? She's murmuring something, but you can't quite make it out. Is she trying to say something to you? Finally found. I finally found you, Heavensborn! You jolted, wide awake. You can't exactly remember what that woman said to you, other than the Heavensborn thing and her finally finding you. But whatever her words were, they sent a piercing chill down your spine. Your breath is heavy, and your heart is beating 100 miles per hour. Calm down. It was all just a dream. At least that's what you try to tell yourself. But please, just let me explain.
I don't want to hear it.
You hear the voices of Celeste and Flintheart ring out from downstairs. Must be extremely late. What could they possibly be arguing about at this hour? Oh, thank you.
I want you out of my house. Out!
Dead silence lingers in the air before you hear someone rush out of the tavern. Whoever left slams the door behind them. What was that all about? It's none of your business. You only met those two today. Just go back to sleep. It would probably be best not to get involved in their affairs. As you tell yourself that, a brief image of Celeste's smile appears in your mind. Darn it. Darn. You slowly make your way out of the room. My screen is so dark, I can't see anything. But when I look at the OBS capture, I can see. Clearly, I can see the hallway. It's very weird. Like, my screen brightness isn't that low. It's actually kind of high. I'm surprised. Because I really can't see the hallway at all. It kind of almost just looks like smudges on my screen. But the hallway is nearly pitch black. You can barely see a few inches ahead of you. True, on one monitor. You have to watch to avoid You have to watch your step to avoid tripping. You run into Flintheart, who is slowly walking up the stairs. Even this close, it's hard to see his expression in the darkness. Sorry, I just heard...
Right, I forgot you two were...
His words trail off. Is everything okay? Sad and exasperated? I'm not really sure what they're supposed to be. Surprised and sad? Sorry, I'm just going to... You awkwardly shimmy past Flintheart and head downstairs. He doesn't move out of your way. His mind is elsewhere. You arrive at the dining room, which I can see on my right monitor, but not my left. And you don't see Celeste anywhere. Honestly, though, it's hard to tell how dark the room is. Celeste, are you still here? You don't receive an answer. You remember hearing someone slam the door earlier. Your eyes are drawn to the tavern entrance. Celeste? No answer. Celeste, where are you? The merchant you spoke to before steps out from his shop holding a lantern. He appears irritated by all the noise you've been making. Oh, you're that kid from before. Do you have any idea what time it is? I don't, because I don't have any eyeballs. But I assume it's dark. It looks dark to me too, I can't see anything. Oh, interesting. This isn't the city. You can't just make a bunch of noise like this. Right. Sorry. I was just looking for Celeste. Who? Celeste McCoy. She's Funheart's daughter. The merchant's expression becomes a little colder. You know them since they're next door neighbors, or... What do you want with that, Bat? The darn mage. What? Those two probably woke up half the street with all their yelling. I don't need you keeping us up, too. If I hear any more noise, I'm going to call the town guard. Before you can get a word in, the merchant walks back to his home in a huff. So these people hate mages, and she's a mage. Got it. You look around, but you still don't see any sign of Celeste. You decide to continue searching. I'm mad. I can't believe I said those things to her. She'll never forgive me for this. And I see your temper is as short as ever, Flintheart. The art is beautiful, I agree. You! Honestly, how do you live in darkness? Looks so. What are you doing here? And how dare you bring that witchcraft into my home? You've been very busy lately. Your little rallies have gained quite a lot of support. Too much support for my family's liking. And what? You came all this way to convince me to stop. You have my word. If you stop spreading dissidence, no harm will come to you or your family. Ha! Your word is as good as the dirt you lick off King Oliver's boots. As if I'd ever trust the words of a murderer like you. Flintheart, please. As someone who once called you a friend, I'm only going to ask you one time. Friend? Friend? I'll be dead in the ground before I ever call the likes of you a friend. Get out of my house. I don't have time for your nonsense. And unfortunately, I don't think you have much time for anything. Gah! Wait, hold on, I have the perfect emoji for this in the chat. There we go. Darn it. Ah. Oh, Flintheart, you fool. Why couldn't you have just listened to me? People who don't listen to me get a giant spike stabbed straight through their chest. If only you had listened. Rudolph, I am requiring your assistance. Yes, sir. By the scaled lord, what did you... You killed him. Alert the town guard. Tell him you saw his daughter fleeing the scene. I'm sure the neighbors heard them arguing with each other. They'll immediately suspect her. At once, sir. The only bad thing about giving this guy an Edgeworth voice is he's probably not going to make it past the first case, since he is the Moiterer. You've been searching for Celeste for a while. How long have you been outside? 2 hours? 3? However long it's been, it's clearly taking a toll on you. Where is she? What am I going to do now? Says Celeste McCoy. You hear a faint voice. Probably, yeah. Seems too obvious? It does, but it's the first case. So I imagine it'll be the most straightforward one. You hear a faint voice. Could it be? Oh! As you peer behind an old tree, you finally find her. She looks just as tired as you are, probably even more so. Her eyes are puffy and red, but she's doing her best to hide it with a smile. I've been looking all over for you. Oh, sorry. I'm guessing we woke you up? Yeah. Is everything okay? It's nothing. It was just an argument. From the way she reacted, this is clearly not common. You suppose it's none of your business. You decide not to pry it further. You've been looking for me all this time? I have. Thank you. But I'm okay now. You should head back. What about you? I'm thinking I'm going to stay out a little longer. You know that you should mind your own business, but I'm sure whatever happened between you two, it's nothing you can't talk out. He seems like he's going to be silently listening to you, and he probably won't argue back. Based off of what I know. Alright. Doesn't happen a lot, but sometimes Miss Tamora and I get in fights too. But no matter what happens, we were always able to talk through it. Sorry, I know it's none of my business, but No, I really appreciate it, thank you. She's happy, sad, and surprised at the same time. Right, let's go back. What? You arrive back at the McCoy Tavern. It's now surrounded by several carriages and knights clad in armor plate. Is that the Inquisition? Is it the Spanish Inquisition? What? The Arcane Inquisition. They're an order of knights that investigate crimes committed using magic. Women and their emotions. As you say the word crimes, you and Celeste share a glance and come to the same realization. Both of you rush towards the tavern, but Celeste outpaces you by a large margin. Yeah, no one expects the Spanish Inquisition. What? No! No! She reaches the tavern before you, and before anyone can stop her, she takes a look inside the inn. Whatever she saw makes her cry out in anguish. She drops to the ground in tears. There she is! Celeste McCoy, by the authority of the Wyvern Guard Crown, I'm placing you under arrest. It says Orim White. Upon seeing Celeste, one of the knights steps forward and grabs her. Surprisingly, she's able to break free from the grip and tries to push further into the tavern. Noticing the commotion, 3 other knights rush to grab her and begin dragging her away. What? No! Oh, Mark Wahlberg. She kicks and screams against them, desperately trying to break free. Even between the 3 knights, it's taking all their strength to subdue her. I think it's Monty Python is the Spanish Inquisition joke. I've only seen the Holy Grail, and I don't think it's in that, but I've seen that no one expects the Spanish Inquisition thing before. My brain was like, is it like SNL? What is that? I'm not... Maybe Monty Python. I don't know. What are you doing to her? Wait, that's my voice, sorry. What are you doing to her? What's going on here? Tyrion! Miss Timora approaches you. You breathe a small sigh of relief when you see that she's okay. Miss Timora! Bah, I should have known he was one of yours. Just stay out of our way. Miss Timora, what's going on? Why is the Spanish Inquisition here? I'm surprised myself. But from what I understand, Flintheart McCoy has been murdered. Murder! Yeah, sure, I'll save my progress. I didn't know we weren't saving. You follow the Spanish Inquisition back to the city where Celeste is being detained. According to Miss Tamora, Celeste was the prime suspect in Flintheart's murder, and due to the supposed nature of her crime, her case would be pushed to trial immediately. But many elements of the situation still don't make sense. The Inquisition only investigates crimes committed using magic. So why is Celeste their prime suspect? Could she be a mage like it says when you talk to her every time? This is ridiculous. She has a right to speak to an attorney. This is the United States. How could you keep her away from me? I'm her attorney. The United States of Japan, where we have shogi and chess. Anyways, they say with an S, even though you're not supposed to add an S when you say anyways. It's just anyway. You find yourself met with another hurdle, a very frustrating one. Yeah, well, we can't let you see her until she's been processed. Her trial's in an hour. How's she not been processed yet? I do not know what to tell you, kid. I wish I could help. You don't need to use the I to know that that's a complete lie. Well, good luck, buddy. So you're really planning on defending her? Do you know if she can even afford a lawyer? I can't just stand here and do nothing. You saw them, didn't you? There's no way she would murder her father like that. I know that look. I was saving this for a special occasion, but... The attorney's runestone. A magical runestone that allows you to take pictures of a crime scene and write notes telepathically. Every attorney has one. It's almost like a badge for them. Yeah, so he's Phoenix. Got it. He's got his attorney badge. And he's doing it pro bono, so he's Phoenix. Got it. This is an attorney's runestone. If you're gonna defend her, you're gonna need one. You begin to tear up. You've wanted one of these ever since you were a child. It's basically a badge of honor for attorneys. Yeah, they're telling me it's the attorney's badge. They're telling me I'm just getting it. Outside of this, like, rural bar, tavern thing. Don't cry, Cuthbert. Sorry. Anyway, keep one thing in mind. If you try to defend her, the Inquisition isn't going to fight you fairly. Our court system only exists to create the illusion of justice, so it's Ace Attorney, got it. But he can't do magic. Isn't that magical? Yeah, I think he himself doesn't do the magic, but he has something called the Eye of Horus that does. It's an attorney's badge. I mean, an attorney's magic runestone that also does. But yeah. Unless his Eye of Horus is like a built-in feature. I don't know. We'll probably find out more about that later. They hate people like us, and they'll do everything in their power to sabotage you. You knew they'd try to get in your way, but you didn't expect them to do it this blatantly. What's all this noise? Hey, you're the knight from that tavern. That's Commander Orm. Orm White to you, kid. Orm White, occupation knight. I had a feeling Tamora would be sniffing around this case. But I didn't expect her to send a kid to do her dirty work. Commander, he says he wants to talk to the mage. And? She's got a right to an attorney, doesn't she? This is the United States of Japan. Well, she hasn't been processed, and... Commander White looks confused for a moment. What the H kind of BS are you trying to pull? Out of three, you idiot! Yes, sir. The knight leads you through the Hall of Dungeon. For something built in the capital, it looks extremely old and decrepit. I'm saddened, angered, and surprised by this fact. You pick up the negative emotions of the prisoners nearby. Oh. It's a heavy and almost crushing feeling. You've always had to avoid crowded places because of how sensitive you are to people's thoughts. You never felt this much concentrated despair before. Oh, it's you! Celeste is lying down on the cold floor in one of the dungeons, but she immediately gets up as soon as she sees you. What are you doing here? Miss Tamora told me about what happened to your father. Oh, sorry, that was me. Miss Tamora told me about what happened to your father. I'm so sorry. I don't understand. I don't understand any of this. You don't understand. Why would someone do this? She says sadly, angrily. Why are they blaming me for it? I'm not sure about the details, but it's clear that there were elements of magic involved in what happened. Since they arrested you based on that evidence, I can only conclude one thing. You are magic. Celeste, you're a mage, aren't you? There's no sense in hiding it anymore. Yes, I am. Do you have noble blood? Of course not. Why would you say that? Sorry, but the ability to use magic is hereditary. Most mages tend to have some kind of noble blood. I honestly don't like thinking about that. I'm the daughter of Jolene and Funheart McCoy. That's all I need to know about myself. It'd be probably best not to push the matter further. Anyway, you were probably arrested because you're a mage. You are a magic. What? A crime was committed using magic, and you were the only mage around at the time, so, you know, I mean, is that seriously the only reason? I thought my boss was a mage as well. I only know how to cast one spell. It's Fardius Buttressus. It's not very useful. The Arcane Inquisition doesn't care about the truth. They only care about closing their cases. Celeste, your case is being pushed to trial. You're going to be brought before a judge within the hour. What? No one told me anything. They weren't even planning on telling her? If you'll have me, I'd like to be your defense counsel for the trial. Right, I forgot you're an attorney. Would you really do that for me? After everything I've seen them do, I can't just stand by and do nothing. But they're a part of the kingdom. Do we even have a chance? It's hopeless. Celeste, man, king, or god, I won't let them do anything to you. What? Sorry, it's just something I have a habit of saying. Man, king, or god, you know? It's just read it on the back of a cereal box once, never forgot it. No, don't apologize. I really appreciate you doing this. It's clear the entire situation is bittersweet for her. And because of the Inquisition delays, you haven't had any time to investigate the crime scene. You were confident before, but you begin to doubt whether or not you can really do this. Everything is happening so fast, it feels unreal. No, you have to do this. This is the exact reason why you became a lawyer. No matter what happens, you'll acquit Celeste. If the glove doesn't fit, you must be a magic. Courtroom. I'm in a real courtroom. I'm actually entering the courtroom. Actually entering the courtroom. Took a lot of wind out of your sails. You've never been here as an attorney before. You've only ever acted as Miss Tamura's assistant. Why isn't my badge on my chest? Arya Steelwind. The one at the prosecutor's bench is staring at you. Miss Tamura mentioned her before you went to see Celeste. What was her name again? You think it was Arya Steelwind or Edgeworth or Francisca or something? Francisca von Karma, occupation prosecutor. You can feel the coldness of her glare burrowing into you. I know it. We're in a modern suit in like a modern room or something. It's something about it is funny. I like how there's little scuff marks on the wood in the background. I like the backgrounds a lot. I wish that they made more already right off the bat. I can already tell you I wish they made more. Francisca, I don't know how to spell her name. Yeah. Why is she staring you down? Is she trying to intimidate you? Oh, there's scuffs on this one. Oh, they just mirrored it. It's the same scuffs but mirrored. They needed to make more backgrounds. That's so easy. You just mirror it and then change the scuffs, bruh. Oof. Big oof on the quality control. But you know what? These games survive most handwriting. It's okay. Because it's working. Oh, it's an interesting judge.
Court is now in session for the trial of Celeste McCoy.
Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Oh, the defense is also ready, Your Honor. He doesn't necessarily sound very ready.
Regardless, let's begin the proceedings. Prosecutor Steelwind, please list the charges.
The defendant is Celeste McCoy, a mercenary for hire and a registered mage. Wait, did she just say mercenary? Oh wait, I just said that. Wait, did she just say mercenary? Yeah, I had to take up a job after my family's tavern shut down. Oh, right. It's not exactly the first occupation you'd choose. She's charged with a second-degree murder and negligent misuse of the arcane arts.
I see. So there was magic involved.
Yes, the crime occurred within Miss McCoy's tavern, a local inn that shut down years ago. The locals reported hearing a loud commotion coming from within the building. Oh, she's 18, of course. So she is Francisca. Hours later, a carriage driver that was nearby checked the disturbance. That was when he found the victim. The defendant's sword still impaling his dead body. The Inquisition has provided an autopsy report and a record of the sword. Flintheart McCoy, the autopsy report. Died after being stabbed from behind with a magical blade. Fatal wounds show heavy traces of transmutation magic. Can she even do that type of magic? Celeste's sword, an alleged murder weapon. It's an ornately designed sword, but has no magical properties.
What was the defendant's relation to the victim?
She's a prodigy, yeah.
I see they share the same last name.
The defendant is the victim's daughter, but not by blood. She was adopted into the family when she was an infant. Her birth parents are currently unknown. So she must have noble blood then, gotcha.
I see. What an unfortunate turn of events.
That's exactly something the other judge would say. To begin, the prosecution would like to call Commander Orem White to the stand. Witness, please state your name and occupation for the court.
Name's Orem White. I'm commander of the Arcane Spanish Inquisition.
Orem, would you please testify? Orem, could you please testify about the details of the Inquisition's investigation?
Yeah.
Witness testimony. Do. What is the save button on here? It's probably the floppy disk, which is, of course, what modern people use to save. Alright. We got a call late at night. Someone discovered a dead body inside the McCoy Tavern. When we arrived on scene, we found Flintheart McCoy dead on the floor. The defendant's sword was still inside him. We have several witnesses who heard the victim and the defendant in a loud argument before the body was discovered. Their argument must have turned ugly because the defendant killed the victim using her magic sword. It's not a magic sword, that's the contradiction, found it. It has no magic properties. Isn't that really incriminating? One of her possessions is the murder weapon.
Mr. Cuthbert, you may begin your cross-examination.
You open your mouth to respond, but nothing comes out. You can't think of anything to say. Everything is blank.
Mr. Cuthbert.
Hey, what are you doing? This is the part where you say something, right? Ding dong, bing bong, ding dong, bing bong. A body's been discovered. Oh wait, that's Ding and Rompin? Great catch, Blakeroo. Thanks. I'm sorry, I don't. Your anxiety is just getting worse. Your breaths are becoming more and more desperate. Does she have calming magic? Are you hyperventilating? What a disappointment. I was hoping to fight against the infamous Ruby Tamora today, but it's clear you can't even hold a candle to her. Your Honor, it is clear the defense has nothing to say against the prosecution's overwhelming evidence. Yep, this case is pretty open and shut. No, wait! This isn't what's supposed to happen. I'm sorry, Tyrion. Just remember. Wait, what's the thing they always say in Ace Attorney? When times are hardest, that's when the attorney has to smile the biggest. Something like that. I couldn't have quit Frey. Poor Mia Frey. Maya Fey. Poor Maya Frey. She was found guilty. What? But that means... Are they gonna execute her? No, not again. Are you seriously going to let that happen again? Oops, I should move my mouse. Tyrion! Celeste grabs your shoulders and shakes you out of a panic. You need to calm down. Her gaze is calm and focused, despite the gravity of the situation, but she looks stern, not angry. I'm sorry, I didn't mean for this to... Stop, just listen to me. You know what to do, right? Just do it the same way you played chess. What? I don't know, you were so calm and focused when you were playing before. No matter how close I got to beating you, you always knew how to stay calm and win. So just channel the feeling and look at the pieces? Maya Frey, I know. That doesn't make any sense, and yet I am a chess piece. You take the moment and focus and let everything disappear from the world. Every statement that he made, every word that came out of his mouth. Each of those is a possible weakness you can attack. Every bleak moment can be turned around. You just need to consider every angle. My apologies for the delay, Your Honor. The defense is ready to begin cross-examining the witness.
Very well.
There we go. Thank God that worked. Carefully examine every statement he made and find that which contradicts the evidence in your notes. I already know which one it is. Once you do that, present the contradicting evidence and prove that his testimony is false. Cross-examination. You're cross-examining a witness. Carefully examine each statement that they've made and find the statement that contradicts the clue, spell, or profile in your notes. And once you identify this false statement, click the present button and present the contradicting evidence to move forward. And of course you can press them on every statement, so that's good. We gotta call it at night. Someone discovered the dead body inside McCoy Tavern. At what time did you get this call, and who discovered the body? The call came in at 1:25 a.m. Do they have, like, telephones or something? As for the witness who discovered it, he wanted to remain incognito. It's not usual for a witness to want to stay anonymous. It's well within their rights. But it's not unusual. But this would be a lot easier if you could question the witness directly. What happened when you arrived, Commander? When we arrived on scene, we found Flintheart McCoy dead on the floor. The defendant's sword was still inside of him. Yeah, I want to know what their phones look like. How'd you know the sword was my client's? Her sword is made out of some kind of special alloy. I think it was forged out of the country or something. I don't know. It must be hard. It's going to be hard to mistake something like that. We also have several eyewitnesses who verified the sword belongs to the defendant. She made no effort to hide it from the public. Quite the contrary, she was quite proud to show it off. But even if the sword belongs to my client, that doesn't necessarily mean that she was the one who stabbed him. Yeah, well. Several witnesses that heard them fighting in a loud argument before the body was discovered. How do they know it was my client and the victim that were arguing? You were there, weren't you? You had to have heard them. Every witness we talked to knew it was them. Well, Your Honor, it's clear the defense is playing devil's advocate. Even he should have recognized their voices. Well, they've got you there. Argument must have turned ugly because the defendant killed the victim using her magic sword, but it wasn't magic, so we'll present after we press this. That's conjecture. Weren't there plenty of people around who could have committed the crime? The tavern had been closed for years. The defendant, the victim, and Ruby Tamor were the only ones there before the body was discovered. Plus, the murder weapon definitely belonged to her. Well, it's a given that Miss Tamor didn't do this, and it'll be hard to prove that someone else was at the crime scene, but you can't help but feel there's something off about what he just said. I know. You shouldn't have panicked so much before. His testimony is straightforward, but that will actually make it easier. Assuming that Miss McCoy is innocent, there must be a flaw in logic. You need to compare every statement to every piece of evidence you have in notes. Once you find a contradiction, present it. Yeah, I know. This is an ordinary sword with no magical properties. Objection! Commander White, you testified that the victim was killed using the defendant's magic sword. Am I correct? Wait, did I accidentally just skip? Oh, okay, I didn't skip anything. Yeah, it's pretty obvious when you look at the crime scene. I think I'd actually have to disagree with you on that. The defendant's sword couldn't have possibly been the murder weapon. What are you talking about, kid? The sword was inside his body. Of course that's what killed him. That may be the case, but look at the autopsy report. We used to tap the paper. Look at the autopsy report. Clearly it says the sword is made of real materials and not magic, because we're in modern-day Japan. Thank you, Phoenix. I'll take it back here in medieval times. Or whatever. It states that the fatal wound had heavy traces of magic. How would a non-magical sword leave traces of magic on the body? What? To leave a trace like that, the wound would have had to have been created with something magical. My client's sword may look fancy and expensive, but it's entirely mundane. That doesn't make a lick of sense. Who would do such a thing? If the sword didn't kill him, then why was it in the body? Yes, I find that quite strange as well. Well, there's only one reasonable explanation, Your Honor. That wound was created magically, and someone shoved the sword into the wound afterwards. What the heck are you talking about? The defendant is a mage. She could have easily killed the victim using magic. That may be, Commander, but why would she kill the victim using magic and then stab him with her sword? She would just be incriminating herself. Ooh. No, if anything, this series of events proves one thing. Someone used magic to kill a victim. And then they pushed my client's sword into the wound to frame her. Don't get ahead of yourself. Nani? Your Honor, the defense is trying to spin the facts in his favor. He claims that a third party committed the crime and used the sword to frame the defendant. But wouldn't the simpler explanation be this? The magic is being channeled through the sword at the time of death. And that is what left the magical trace on the body. Commander, please tell the defense how the murder was committed using magic. What? Alright. I think I see where you're going with this. It's true that the sword itself is magical, but magic could still be channeled through it. Sure, why not? The defendant over there, her spell compendium, has a spell called Mage Blade. She must have used that on her sword before stabbing the victim. That spell is the reason why there were traces of transmutation magic on the wound. I know, I was thinking Occam's Razor as well. So her spell compendium contains a spell called Mage Blade. A spell compendium is a magical device that lists every spell a mage can cast. Luckily, Celeste's compendium only contains one spell. That means she can only cast that one spell. Celeste, do you have your spell compendium with you? No, I left it at the tavern after... Well, you know. If you can't look at the description for Mage Blade, you'll have to approach this another way. The commander's testimony was a lot vaguer this time. You can press his statements, you might find new information you can use against him. During cross-examination, you can press statements to acquire more information. Sometimes pressing the right statement can make the witness add a statement to their testimony. It's true that the sword itself isn't magical, but magic can still be channeled through it. Are you saying that my client used a spell and channeled it through her sword? There are a vast number of spells that operate like that. Spells from the School of Transmutation are almost always channeled through an object. The defendant over there, her spell compendium has a spell called Mage Blade. Mage Blade. Let her rip. It's a transmutation spell that sharpens my sword. I usually use it when I need to cut through an enemy's plate armor. You didn't realize she led such a lethal lifestyle. But anyway, wouldn't it be excessive for the defendant to use a spell like that on the victim? He wasn't wearing any kind of armor at the time of death. The victim and the defendant were in an intense argument. Perhaps she used the spell in a fit of rage. It was a crime of passion, after all. That theory is a little far-fetched, but you'll need hard evidence if you wanted to disprove it. She must have used it on her sword before stabbing the victim. But why would she go to the trouble of doing that? Her sword alone would have been enough to commit the murder. Mages are always looking for an excuse to throw their power around. Expello Patrolum this. What's the other one? Avada Kedavra that. There we go. Isn't the burden of proof on the accuser? Yeah, but remember, the court's stacked against you for some reason. Like it is an ace attorney. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Isn't that just your own personal bias, Commander? You don't need to understand why the defendant did what she did. The fact of the matter is the magic was present at the time of the crime. Do you have any evidence to the contrary? You don't yet. That spell is the reason why there were traces of transmutation magic on the wound. If she used a spell like that, wouldn't it have created traces of magic on the ground?
How so?
Well, let's say we follow the prosecution's theory. That would mean that the victim fell to the ground, but with the sword still inside him. At that point, Mage Blade would still be active, right? It would definitely leave a magical trace on the ground after making physical contact with it. We're already way ahead of you. We had our people scan the crime scene. With what scanners? How does that work? We found traces of transmutation magic right under the body, just like you said. Oh. You still don't believe me? I have a picture of the crime scene right here. Oh, why was that picture not brought to my attention? There's no need. The entire case is open and shut. Obtained a picture of Flintheart McCoy after he was brutally murdered. Duh! You've seen pictures of the dead before, but it feels different now that the body is of someone you knew. Does taking a picture leave a honeycomb filter behind the subject that you're taking a picture of? Also, that doesn't even look like her sword. So I'm a little confused by that. Looks like there are traces of magic on the ground. Oh, that's... The hexagons are magic. But the shape's a little weird, isn't it? I don't know. What was that just now? You can see it right in this photo. She killed him with a stab to the front. No, they said he was hit from behind. You big dumb. Let's press it and then we'll present that. Right, this photo does show that he was stabbed from the front. Why do you feel like there's something wrong with the picture? Because they said he was stabbed from the back. This would be a lot easier if you knew the parameters of Mage Blade. Perhaps you could get him to add statements or evidence to his testimony. The only thing you can do now is press his statements. I already did. So somewhere in here he was stabbed from behind, right? Autopsy? Being stabbed from behind by a Mage Blade. Although it looks like the front. So why does the autopsy say behind? I'm sorry, Commander White. Seems that you've presented another glaring contradiction. Oh yeah? What's that? You said my client was stabbed the victim from the front. Am I correct? Yeah, you can see it plain in that picture. So where's your contradiction? That's the thing, Commander. Your picture clearly shows the victim stabbed from the front. But the autopsy report says he died from a stab from behind. What? Orm! You were supposed to release everything you had. Why wasn't this photo given to me? Oh, he's Gumshoe. I just realized he's Gumshoe. Oh, there was no need. There was no way it could have been anyone other than that mage. Something like that. Murmurs ring out across the gallery. It didn't matter how corrupt the justice system was. They wouldn't be able to cover up such blatant incompetence. You have them right where you want them.
Order! Order in the court! Mr. Cuthbert, what is the meaning of this?
That's straight out of Ace Attorney. It's straight out. I'll tell you what the meaning of this behind this is, Your Honor. As the autopsy report states, the victim died from a stab wound originating from his back. But this photo clearly shows that the sword entered from his front. That can only mean one thing! The sword was inserted into the wound after the fatal wound had already been created. That's crazy. Should I use Gumshoe for this guy's voice? Because I feel like this might be a reoccurring character. You honestly expect us to believe that? Then please enlighten me, Commander White. How else could the sword be facing the opposite way. Do it? Okay, sure. Do you think my client stabbed the victim with the hilt of her sword? I didn't think so. What really happened is clear. The real murderer stuck the sword through the victim's wound to implicate my client. But they made a careless mistake and stuck the sword through the opposite side. It appears I've underestimated you, Mr. Cuthbert. You've still gotten ahead of yourself.
How so? Really, Mr. Steelwind? Mrs. Steelwind. Oh, excuse me. I believe that Mr. Cuthbert has adequately cast doubt on your case. Oh, hilarious.
Did he now? Then let me ask you one question, Mr. Cuthbert. If your client didn't kill Mr. Flintheart McCoy, then who did? How should I know? If I'm not mistaken, that's the commander's job to figure that out. Oh, I'm well aware of the commander's incompetence, but one fact still stands. There was magic detected on the sword and the wound. Would you like for me to tell you how many mages live in that small town? You don't like where she's going with this? Just one. There's only one registered mage in that entire town. And that mage is your client! Yeah, what? I'll use Edgeworth again, for sure. The defendant was also established to have been the victim hours before his death. She was the last known person with him, and she was the only mage there. In addition to that, I have several witnesses who heard them arguing. How she murdered the victim is simply an unanswered question.
I see. That certainly does change matters. I can't say the prosecution's evidence is irrefutable.
I can't say.
But there's still evidence that casts guilt upon the defendant.
Yeah, you almost had them.
There are far too many unanswered questions for me to pass a verdict. We will give law enforcement time to clear these unknowns. I suggest that they conduct their investigation more thoroughly this time. We will resume the trial tomorrow morning. Court is adjourned.
Doink. Hello, Cuthbert. As you walk out of the courtroom, with Celeste, you are greeted by Miss Timora. Miss Timora, you're here? You recall how you froze up during the first cross-examination. You feel a little ashamed that your mentor saw all of that. Well, at the end of the day, you were able to... Oh, well, at the end of the day, you were able to pull it all together, I guess. And once you did that, you performed adequately. Phoenix. I remember I used to be like Phoenix or whatever instead of Phoenix whenever I'd use her voice. On that note, I want to give you this. So I gotta think of like a weird nickname for him too then. Cuthbert. It's Celeste McCoy's spell compendium, and it contains one formula. It's Mageblade. Here's the Mageblade thing. It's transmutation, arcane, there's no gesture, it lasts for a minute. You have to concentrate when you use it. This is straight out of D&D. Phoenix. For the duration of this spell, the edges of the object, usually a blade, become unnaturally sharp, making it more effective at slashing through tough material. While under the effects of this spell, the object emits a yellow radiant glow. The target must be no larger than a 5-foot cube. What? Oh, the thing that you are Mageblading can't be more than a 5 cubic feet, is what I assume they're saying. My spell compendium. I swiped it from the dining area before the Inquisition arrived. I thought it might be best for you to have it. So this is your spell compendium, and it only has one spell. Mageblade, let her rip! That means the prosecution has to prove Celeste used that specific spell. Well, restrict how they approach this case, which gives you an edge over them. Get it? An edge, because of Mageblade? I'm funny laugh, darn it. But that prosecutor is really something else. But let me assure you, I don't need his help. Or her help. You mean Prosecutor Steelwind? You can still remember her ripping glare. It gives you... Of course you can still remember it. It happened like 2 seconds ago. It gives you chills just thinking about it. You wouldn't even know it. But I was also her first trial. She's 18. How many trials has she had? Oh, this was also her first trial. Sorry. I forgot how to read. Really? I thought her inexperience would make for a good first opponent. But that girl, she's a natural in the courtroom. Unlike you. Makes me wonder why a Steelwind would choose to become an attorney in the first place. What do you mean? The Steelwinds are a powerful noble house. Of the noble families, they're one of the few who answer directly to the king. Most members of the house take high-ranking positions in the kingdom's military. So it's a bit strange that she chose to become a prosecutor despite that. Steelwind. I feel like I've heard that somewhere before. In any case, it's best that you focus on the trial. You have about a day until court resumes. Right. Oh, right. Now that I have time, I'd like to ask you some questions, Celeste. Namely about that argument you had with your father. Oh. Yay. See a bailiff staring daggers at Celeste. Looks like they're waiting to take her back to the cell. Whatever questions you have for her will have to wait. I should probably go. Celeste walks away while avoiding eye contact with you. Bringing up her argument with Flynn Hart may have struck a nerve. I'll also use this opportunity to investigate the crime scene. I wouldn't be surprised if the Inquisition missed something. You utterly embarrassed them today. It was great. Don't expect them to make the same mistake twice. Right, there's still a lot of things we don't know about. As much as I hate to admit it, your skills of deduction far surpass mine. If anyone can figure out what really happened that night, it's you. It's my first day as an attorney, and my mentor's like, you're better than me. Why are you better than me? You arrive back at the McCoy Tavern. Luckily for you, the Inquisition set up a teleportation circle for you to use. Oh, there's a dead body. Police tape. Or whatever it's called. Or chalk outline, excuse me. Police tape. You can just walk around the crime scene. You can just walk around the crime scene, why not? I've been drinking water on and off, but it's not helping my throat that much, unfortunately. It's definitely miles better than having to travel by carriage. Oh, it's you! What are you doing here? Commander White takes notice of you as you enter the tavern. Looks like he's working with a team of knights to investigate the crime scene. I'm the defense attorney in this case. Yeah, he knows that. I have just as much right to investigate this crime scene as you do. Yeah, whatever. Just remember, I got my eye on you, kid. Questions? Maybe in a little bit. I was wondering if I could ask you some questions about the case. Ha! As if I'd help the likes of you. I saw who your boss is, and I know what you're up to. That witch probably sent you here to con me. What? I'm just looking for some information. A likely story. He was cooperative before when he let you see Celeste. Why is he so stubborn now? Is he angry that you embarrassed him in court today? In any case, you won't get anywhere at this rate. If you want his help, you need to persuade him through an argument. Psychological profiles. It helps to prepare before starting an argument with someone. Talk to Orem or present him items to build a psychological profile for him. If you successfully fill the profile gauge, you'll receive more information during the arguments against him. That's cool. It's a painting of a man in a suit. There's some text on it. Adam Evely, politician of the Pedantic. Heard of this guy, some kind of politician from one of the nations west of here. Heard he's pretty much a shoo-in to win whatever election they have going there. An election? Was Finhart studying democracies for his little revolution? Painting of a mage? And there's some text on it. So, Samala Daglian, a legendary practitioner of the arcane arts, mysteriously disappeared one day. Probably won't come up later, don't worry about it. It's rumored that he was developing a formula for a new transmutation spell. However, he was reckless in casting the spell, and Daglian quickly lost control of its magic. His body was never found, despite that he didn't actually die during the accident. If it's true, where did he end up? Oh, sounds like a cautionary tale against using magic. That might explain why Funheart keeps it in his tavern. It's a modern-looking lamp mounted to the wall. It's a lamp powered by artificery. I didn't expect to find something so sophisticated in a town like this. Bah! Artificery is just another form of magic. Actually, artificery draws from surrounding ley lines to... I didn't ask for a science lesson, kid. Anyway, look where the artificery got these folks. The arcane power cell broke, and they haven't had any power for weeks. Yep, nothing can beat the good old oil and flame. That's like Gumshoe's little head movement. He's talking to you and he goes... or whatever. Yeah. Broken power cell. Outfitted with several lamps powered by artificery. However, the arcane cell has been broken for weeks and the lamps can't be turned on. Oh, it tells you when you've examined something and when you're done examining it. That's nice. The Inquisition lit some candles, but there's a magic lamp right there. I wonder why they're not using those instead. There's a broken bottle on the floor. It's shattered close to the chalk outline of the body. The label on it has the words lotus juice. Never heard of that brand before. Must be foreign. The shattered remains of the glass bottle. You found it next to Flintheart McCoy's body. The label says the words lotus juice. Isn't like the lotus eating thing, like if people came and they ate lotuses in some old mythological story and it caused them to have amnesia? Oh, nothing left to examine other than this dead body. There's a chalk outline of a person on the ground of the tavern. This is probably where Flintheart died. The outline matches the picture of that Inquisition book. Nothing seems out of place. I don't know about the lotuses. Think it's a nod to Ace Attorney? Yeah, I think so. I think they're lifting and grifting, you know? Snagging and jagging. I don't know. Stealing and dealing and wheeling. Heck yeah, they are. I can present to you a cool sword, sir. Would you like to see this? A mage sword really is strange. It's almost a shame we had to confiscate it. Is it really that abnormal? It's definitely not like any sword I've seen. I wonder if it was forged in the Eastern Kingdoms. Help? Argument? Oh, wait. So, what does the Arcane Inquisition do exactly? You trying to pick a fight with me? No, I'm genuinely curious. Well, you already know. I'm sure you already know, but us Inquisitors investigate crimes that involve magic. Do crimes like this happen often? Nah, maybe once in a blue moon. Makes sense. Most mages are in the nobility, after all. Even if they're untouchable, they don't make a habit of getting into trouble with the law. You must have an easy job, then. Heh, you got that, White. The only reason we exist is to clean up the nobility's messes. He doesn't seem happy about that. Commander White, you seem to speak negatively about my client's magic. Do you have a personal grudge against mages? You're darn right I do. Wow, he didn't even try to deny it. And if you had any sense, you would too. All a mage can do is wave their hands and say some magic nonsense. Suddenly you have a dead body on the ground. Don't get me started on mage blight. If some noble uses their magic too much, they end up snapping and going on a rampage. I don't know if this is going too far, but why join the Inquisition if you hate mages so much? Considering the fact that, that's my job, is to sweep the nobility's crimes under the rug. Sorry, I didn't mean to insinuate. Nope, you have the right to it. Anytime a noble is involved in a case, I'm ordered to look the other way. You don't seem very happy about that. Why would you stay in this line of work? Because every once in a while, I'm allowed to put a criminal mage behind bars. We can't go after the nobles, but any other mage is fair game. Or at least, they were before your boss showed up. Your boss? Does he have something against Miss Tymora? I have to ask, did something happen to you between you and Miss Tymora? Ha! Miss Tymora. What are you, her lackey or something? No, actually she's my guardian. Oh, I didn't even know she had a... Look, kid, I don't know what the deal is between you two. But no matter... or no good will ever come from associating with her. This is about the rumors, isn't it? Throughout the years, there have been several insidious rumors surrounding Miss Tymora. She's been accused of forgery and blackmail and all sorts of manner of crime of illegal activities. It's clearly misinformation spread by the nobility to discredit her. She's always been fine with it, but you can't help but get angry on her behalf. It's more than just rumors, I've seen it for myself. That woman is evil, kid. She defends mages who don't have the protection of the nobility. She's not evil, she's a hero. Yeah, whatever. Psychological profile complete. Let's duel! Commander White seems unusually hostile towards you. You have a feeling it's not just because you embarrassed him in court today. If you can clear up this misunderstanding, you might be able to convince him to help you. Alright. I'm just going to come out and say it. Do you have a problem with me, Mr. Commander White guy? You should know exactly what my problem is with you. Yeah? Well, I like ginger chews. I have like a sliver in my finger and I just can't, it's like tiny. I just can't get it out.
Do you want tweezers?
Yes, I try my best. I don't know how much it will help.
I shut that so people aren't looking at you.
Oh, they can if they want.
I'll get your tweezers.
Oh, thanks. The old lozenge, aka ginger chew. I saw who you work for. Do I have to spell it out for you? Ruby Tamora is a crooked lawyer. Or does your boss not tell you what she gets up to? Elocutions and arguments. Arguments not always fought using hard evidence. Sometimes you need to elocute. To convince your opponent that their claim is wrong. Oh, thanks. When prompted for an elocution. Choose one of the 3 possible responses. The correct response can be gleaned from reading your opponent's psychological profile. Commander White is stubborn and stuck in his ways. Oh, where is it? Seems to have a grudge against Ruby Tymora and will react negatively if you try to defend her. However, he will respect you if you defend yourself against personal attacks. Yeah, I like the ginger cheese, yeah. I think it's helping. It's basically telling me to hit defend, so I'll hit defend. You have no right to throw baseless accusations against me or Miss Timora. Whatever you think she's done, you're wrong. Ha! You're either a good liar or you really are not that naive. That woman's hands are dirty. Nothing you can say will change my mind. It told me to defend! The psychological profile said to defend! Elocution. I'm not sure what that is, though, by the way. I don't know if I said that. Ouch. I'll check it really quick here. I think I got it in one try. Oh, maybe not. Elocution. The skill of clear and expressive speech, especially of distinct pronunciation and articulation. I will now elocute the next sentence that I read. Remember, you can read Orem's psychological profile to determine the best way to respond to his claim. I did, and it said defend. Regardless of what Ms. Timora has done, I'm the one heading this case. Whatever problems you have with her, they have nothing to do with me. That still doesn't change the fact that you work for her. Eloquent. Oh, interesting. That makes sense to me. Elocution. Forgery, bribery, blackmail, you name it. You're just another crook. I bet you do the same, a successor to the devil of defense attorneys. I'm not Ruby Timora. Regardless of what you've seen her do, I'm going to run an honest case. That's probably the right thing. Me being her successor has nothing to do with it. Also true, but not as strong as an argument. Forgery, bribery, blackmail. Have you seen me do any of those things? Because all I've done to this point is point out the mistakes that you've made. Oh, shoot. Have you seen me do any of those things? Because all I've done so far is point out the mistakes that you've made. Look, kid. I like nothing more than to believe you. But after everything I've seen her do, I know better. I have no reason to trust you. Anyone taught by that woman can't be anything more than a crook. You have no proof that she's a crook, and you sure don't have any proof that I'm one either. Nothing that I've done has given you any reason to suspect me. Have you seen me engage in crook-like behavior? I like the nothing I've done has given you any reason to suspect me. Right now, I'm just a defense attorney that's asking you for information. Nothing that I've done has given you any reason to suspect me. You just want some info, right? Yes, that's all I'm asking for. Alright, I'll answer your questions. But don't make me regret this. You successfully persuaded Orem White. The murder weapon. Probably goes without saying, but I don't believe that sword is the murder weapon. Oh no, I accidentally shifted the screen. Hold on. There we go. Right, I guess you have to prove that someone else put the sword there. Did the Inquisition find anything suspicious on the scene? You're asking if we found another bloody weapon flying around. We definitely didn't. That would be a little too convenient, wouldn't it? Let's say that girl really is being framed. If there was another mortar weapon, the killer probably walked out with it. Do you think they could have hidden it somewhere in the tavern? Doubt it, after the trial. Steelwind turned the place upside down and scanned it with her magic. If someone did hide a mortar weapon here, they hid it well. Or they hid it in plain sight. Orem's mistake. I can't believe you made such an obvious mistake during your investigation. Oh, shut it with that. I've already got an earful from Miss Steelwind about that mess. Well, why don't you... Well, you don't have to worry me about me mucking things up. Steelwind's basically taken over the entire investigation. Wait, Does she have the authority to do that? Normally she wouldn't, but I know better than to go against the orders of a noble. Right, there's definitely a strange power dynamic between them. But honestly, that girl sweats the details too much. She even had my men draw up a scaled map of this crime scene. I had to hire a draftsman. Wait, really? Do you have a copy? Sure, knock yourself out. Don't know how much good it'll do ya. Crime scene map. Geometrically scaled. Arya Steelwind. I've heard that this was Prosecutor Steelwind's first trial. She must be pretty talented if that's true. It's a pain in my butt is what she is. The darn noble comes in here telling me how to do my job? I honestly have no idea what she's doing in this line of work. I heard that she's from a renowned noble house. She must be a pretty powerful mage. Ha! Powerful is an understatement. The Steelwinds who come before her could turn the entire town into a glass cradle. What? There's no way that's true, right? You think you found everything you can here. But what does it mean? There's no murder weapon to be found. No obvious evidence of another person at the scene. Hey, you okay? You got all quiet all of a sudden. Alright, just focus. Close your eyes and let everything disappear from the world. Hey, you listening? So there's no clear evidence pointing to another killer. There is, however, evidence pointing to how Flintheart moved before his death. What? What can we tell about how Flintheart died? There's no blood trail leading to or from the body. What does this imply about the location of Flintheart's death? Whoa! Flintheart didn't move during the murder. Flintheart died where he was attacked. He didn't move from his position at all. Oh, yeah, I guess you're right. There's also the autopsy report. It says he died from a stab from behind. He was probably caught off guard and was too incapacitated to move anywhere else. That means that the attack happened at the exact location he fell over. Yeah, that was new. There's also a shattered bottle of lotus juice. How did the bottle shatter? I doubt it means anything, but the shattered bottle is right next to the body. Flintheart dropped the bottle during the attack? Cutting the trial. Did it say he was moved? No, it didn't. So we're just establishing basic facts. Flintheart dropped the bottle when he was attacked. From that we can infer that he was holding it the moment before he was attacked. During. Shattered bottle of lotus juice. Shattered remains of the glass bottle. Flintheart McCoy was holding this bottle and dropped it during the murder. Says the words lotus juice. What's so strange about one bottle, though? Seems like it may seem like an insignificant detail, but that detail could help me infer other elements of what happened during the murder. Why? There's also the fact that the artificery lights were out. Were these candles here when you arrived at the crime scene, Orem? No, we had to light them so we could see the crime scene properly. He thought it was weird too. The girl and her father must have had their argument in pitch black darkness. What can we infer about the state of the crime scene? So if they didn't light any candles to make up for the broken lights, the crime scene had no lighting during the murder. During, not cutting? Oh, during the trial, did it say he was moved? Oh, yeah, I saw that, yeah. No, they didn't say he moved. Power cell has been updated. broken for weeks. This means the lights were not operating during the murder. The argument that Celeste had with Flintheart must have been spontaneous. They weren't planning to have a conversation in this room. In the darkness, Flintheart wouldn't have a lot of visibility. If he was stabbed from behind, he probably didn't see it coming. Thank you. He was clearly last surprised. I'm just kidding. He was clearly surprised. He was probably in too much shock to run away. Also, the bottle may seem insignificant, but he was holding it when he was attacked. Maybe he was pouring a drink for himself, or maybe it was for a visitor. Either way, the assailant must have been unseen by Flintheart. Kid? Or the assailant attacked him from the blind spot while his back was turned. Why would his back be turned, though? Was he distracted by something? Kid! What? What was that all about? Sorry, sometimes I just get lost in my own thoughts. Yeah, well, cut it out. You're freaking me out. That word thing is kind of similar to what Apollo Justice does. At certain points in the trial, he'll be like, brain blast! And then he has this whole like chain of thoughts that he goes through and like constructs an argument. You're freaking me out. Right. Anyway, you think you found everything you can here. You should move somewhere else. Oh my. He does that and he like senses like nervous tics or whatever. Those are like the two things he does that are different from Ace Attorney. But he doesn't have the Mega Tomahawk. And the little like emotion things where there's 4 different emotions that people can have. That's like Athena's mechanic. What she does is she checks when their emotions don't match what they're saying. Which they kind of did at the beginning. They're like, he's smiling at me big, but he has ulterior motives, and the little emotion thing was different. If people keep seeing you here, they're going to start asking questions. Leave the investigation to me. All you have to do is stay quiet until the trial is over. While heading upstairs, you spot the prosecutor having a conversation with someone. They seem to be in some kind of argument. Enough. I will do as I see fit. You may be a Steelwind, but this is my land. Oh, sorry. No, you're the defense attorney from the trial. I am. I'm sorry, but who? Nah, how rude of me. My name is Lord Garrick Pierce, the ruling noble of this land. I regret having the name Garrick, as it reminds me of someone else. Someone who doesn't deserve this voice. Also, Pierce is ironic considering I stabbed someone. Nobleman Garrick Pierce. I mean, Garrick's got ick in the name, right? It's already built in. Maybe I can still feel that little poke thing on my finger, but I swear I got like part of it. As the ruling noble, I suppose I should thank you for playing a role in the current trial. As misguided as it may be. I suppose that you also think my client is guilty? It does not matter what I think. This entire scandal has done nothing but rile up the common folk. Magic is a gift for nobility, and nobility alone. It is a symbol of the aristocracy, and our divine right to rule. And now that child who is missing her father, I think is that word means, has tainted that symbol in the public eye. All of that has nothing to do with her. She's just an innocent woman who got wrapped up in all of this. Even if she is innocent... Oh, wait. Whoa. Oh, that has nothing to do with her. She's just an innocent woman who got wrapped up in all this. There we go. And even if she is innocent, the charges have been laid and made public. Now someone must take the fall, unless the public accuse the justice system of corruption. He's 38. Yeah. Oh, and sorry, you asked me how their anime characters look good for their ages. They do. The lady, the mentor, is like 40 years or whatever. How am I liking the game? It's not bad. It's not bad. It reminds me of Ace Attorney Investigations in terms of... there's like a certain quality you get out of Ace Attorney that's just like pretty high. Even though a lot of the times they use like a bunch of repeated animations and repeated locations and the game can be kind of slow, there's still some strange quality to it. This game just doesn't quite get there, which is exactly what you notice the second you start playing in Miles Edgeworth Investigations. You can tell that their budget wasn't as high. And it's like, I'm playing this game and I'm like, yeah, they're emulating it, but the budget's not as high. Like, yeah. But, I don't know, it's been good so far. It's very, very Ace Attorney-y. Very Ace Attorney-y. So you're saying that she should just be found guilty even if she's innocent? What do you suppose will happen if she's acquitted? All the public is going to see is a mage going free despite a myriad of evidence. That alone will be enough to cause public outrage. Tensions between the aristocracy and the common folk are high enough as it is. Tensions were high with this Herman Munster guy. It'll be better in case 2 or 3. Yeah, it's like an indie game, and they're using RPG Maker, so for an RPG Maker game, it looks fine. What is one insignificant girl when compared to the stability of our great kingdom? That's enough. Stop antagonizing him, Pierce. I can't refute what he said, but I don't agree with it. What? This system should be based on truth and justice, not public opinion. Then why are you working against my client? Do you honestly think she's the kind of person that would kill her father? It doesn't matter what kind of person she appears to be. The evidence clearly points to her as the only possible killer. But you should fight according to your own ideals, just as I will fight for mine. It's hard to get a read on that woman. Several doors lead to guest rooms. Aside from the rooms that you and Miss Timura used, they don't look like they've been open in quite some time. This is a pretty nice little place. There are some candles lighting up the hallway. They look like they've been used in part as part of old architecture. There's a door at the end of the hallway. Looks like it's seen some use recently. You try to open the door, but it seems to be locked. Perhaps there might be a key to open it? Well, I don't know how to use a key, so... You turn to the cell that Celeste is being kept in. The ambient despair of the air fills your mind with like a horrendous stench. You do your best to ignore the emotions of the prisoners, but you haven't had much practice blocking out this many people. As you arrive, you see Celeste huddled down in a corner. As soon as she sees you, her dour mood seems to lift, if only for a moment. Oh, hi, Mr. Cuthbert. I'm starting to get pretty tired. Oh, it is like bedtime. I was like, I think I'll keep going for a little bit, and I think that was like a half hour ago. Hi, Mr. Cuthbert. How's your day? Says the jailed person. There's no need to address me so formally. Just call me Tyrion. Okay. Anyways, I came here to ask you some questions about the case. Right. And maybe we'll pick up next time with cross-examining her or whatever. I like the music too. But yeah, that was about like 2 hours of reading. That's usually about as much as my throat can handle. Besides, tomorrow I gotta get to reading "To Edward's Dream of Electric Sheep," so I need to maybe not mess up my voice too much. But yeah, I had fun. I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes. I'm hoping it's like Ace Attorney, where like maybe the first case is a little bit on the easy side, and then it gets crazier and crazier as you go along. Sounding a little sandpapery. Excuse me, I have to go sandpaper my throat. Alright. Alright, thanks for watching. I had fun, and let's do this again sometime. This is a pretty decent game, I think. Oh, I love you too. Yeah, no, I enjoyed this, so I'll keep going with it. Alright. Yeah. The Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series reference. It is a great quote. Man, that series is still funny. Excuse me while I go sandpaper my throat. Alright. Good night. Sweet dreams. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.